Nuke is probably their worst map, and Wings Up are just going to target that, right? In the 2 times that they've played it, they beat Evil and they beat Invictus, so we know that they have a decent track record. Inferno is one of their better maps, and they know Wings Up, you know, having played it twice again, they've lost one of them against NSN, and okay, sure, they beat a Raft, but I don't know, I think it's quite obvious that they would pick the Inferno, and of course we finish things on Dust 2, which is a map IHC are yet to lose on. My guess is we're not going to see it today, though, because I think this is a 2-0. I think this is IHC, but without further ado, let's jump into the action. IHC on the CT side of Nuke as we kick things off here for the Asia scene for the ESL Challenger Melbourne close qualifiers.
We love to see it. Well, let's see how this one plays out. CT side start already towards our side as well. Annihilation taking a little bit of contact, but just going to slow down the tempo.
Nothing more, nothing less. And something to note as well is that IHC are playing 5 lots of Kevlar. There is no kits, no util, no nothing. They are just focused on shooting heads. And Annihilation will be good at doing that. It's a dink up. Eventually, Blitz will find the first and a second. Oh, no. Blitz nearly finding 3. It's Bartak to steal it away from him, but it is 4 for nothing. Lan is his name now? Because I thought it was Ian.
I thought it was Ian too.
I was under the impression that it was Ian on HLTV, but it is indeed Lan. Okay, we're saved by the bell a little bit because, you know, my dad's name is Ian, and so I thought, oh, I don't know how I feel about that one.
You know, the Ian and Martin wombo combo. I mean, that was what I was lining up for.
Yeah.
It is in fact Lan, and Lan will be deleted. Kamal can clean things up, may I say. As is the first round on the board for IHC. A really nice start from them. A dominant start towards our side, took the initial bit of contact. Annihilation, all he had to do individually, yeah, he only found 1 kill, but what he had to do was slow down the tempo, and he did a very, very good job of it.
Yeah, no denying that one. And they reap all the rewards for it while Wings Up are dead stuck in their own right. You look at the money that they have, this is probably like the worst case scenario for them, right? We've got to full eco, it's 5 Glocks, there's no util, there's nothing to work with for this Wings Up side. And I mean, even if there is a bit of util, it can be no further than a smoke. And so the danger is definitely there. Bingo, he's able to take down Annihilation, so the first kill, a pretty promising one. Bartak, though, going to find 2, Blitz with the 3rd, and, well, the Glocks, although, despite the good start for Bingo, mean absolutely nothing. Although, I don't know, man, I think in that scenario, he was being chased down the vent, so you do have to, you know, try and plant in the open. The ramp push is enough. Martin, 100% spotted by Blitz.
Yeah, sure.
And so, yeah, I think he's a dead man walking in just a few moments.
Well, Bartak, still above the site. Hasn't actually pulled the trigger just yet. Did he know each other here? The Glock finds itself 1. Bartak's going to fall. Bomb could still go down here, and that's money in the bank.
Oh, yeah, just about as well, but $800 per player extra. Do not mind them. Neo Score's going to get the defuse. It's a second for IHC, but yeah, mate, it's an extra $800 per player. That's a full buy and all the trimmings to a decent investment.
Yeah, do you know what? To be fair to Wings Up, they came into that round with literally just Glock. So for them to be walking away with a kill and a bomb plant really isn't too bad at all. Now, quintuple AK-47s come out here for Wings Up. As you mentioned, all the trimmings too, a whole host of utility, full armor, all of the good stuff. Over towards IHC, though, similar scenario. Very, very decent buy from them coming through. We see the M4s coming out. One thing to note as well, Cabal has made the switch over to the M4A4. What about you? Are you still an A1S gamer? Are you an A4 gamer?
I am an A4 gamer through and through. I'm a firm believer in the A4. I actually think it is the better gun. I'm sorry, but I have my reasoning. I have my reasonings. And I genuinely think it's just because the extra ammunition. If the money was a little less, like 100%, you'd be saying the M4's better. But for me personally, I just have a huge belief that the M4A4 is probably going to get a buff sometime soon. So just get up ahead of the curve, mate. You know, settle yourself into a decent investment. Buy yourself a nice M4A4 skin. Like, I now have an Asimov. Just thought I'd throw it out there. So I'm ahead of the curve in terms of investing in my premium M4 skins. Yeah, just watch it, mate. It's going to happen.
You know what skin I like? But it's really difficult to get. The Daybreak, M4A4 Daybreak.
Wow.
Beautiful skin, but it's from one of the old collections, so it's like borderline impossible to get for like less than like a few £100, but great skin. Big fan. Anyway, back into the action. Round 3, 2-0 start, but for the first time, a full buy for Wings Up.
Yes, this is where we get the true test, right? The true taste of what Wings Up are like here on the T side of Nuke. A formidable force they've looked, especially on the eco, like to get 2 kills with the Glocks, like that has really caught me off guard a little bit because IHC's money, I mean, is in the bin. lose this round, they're done, right? You've got Annihilation at 700, Score at 350, Blitz at 250. That is not a comfortable position to be in whatsoever. And so for IHC, well, their economy on a nice edge, they need to make sure that this round goes their way.
Well, very, very slow so far. Lobby control still in their favour, but they're wrapping back over towards ramp, and they will be tested. We already can see the post up by Cabal.
That is going to be the dead giveaway. The smoke, the nade behind it as well. It's done equal damage to what he had dished out and taken. Round 3 is left to the final 45 seconds, Neo. Smoke going to be dropped in towards the hut play. Annihilation is waiting in on Heaven. Main now blocked off, but a counter smoke tossed in by IHC. That's going to slow the Wings upside even further.
Oh, so far now they're really starting to chip away at that clock, and things are getting a little bit dicey for Wings Up now. There's 30 seconds or less than to be able to get toward the site in a bomb plant. There's still all 5 remaining alive.
Flash coming out, Cabal, 1-2, nearly a third. Annihilation here to support. And with that, it's Bingo and Gas left in a 2-on-3, but with 15 seconds left, they have to make the committal. It is towards the lower site, but the cavalry's already here. IHC know this bomb's going to get set down. They have a player positioned in double doors to deny it, and with 5 seconds left on the clock, Gas will meet his matchmaker, not in the form of Blitz, but definitely after time. They're going to go hunting. Did he get money? No, he didn't. That is an after-time kill, and IHC 3-0 ahead.
They're their own worst enemy. In that round, Wings Up are their own worst enemy, because what they do is they get so indecisive, and that became very costly in the long term. IHC, all they had to do was play the clock. It got to the point where there was 27 seconds left on the clock, and Cabal still was yet to be tested over towards ramp. Then they go for a peek. He gets a lovely double spray down. He averts attention away from that over towards Hell, and then another swing comes through. It's really, really well executed from IHC. And so far, they have looked, for the most part, pretty uncontested. They've been on quite a formidable flow of rounds so far. And of course, now we see attack pulls coming through from Wings Up. I don't blame them, but things aren't looking good, and neither is their economy.
Well, yeah, that is an obvious one to say, isn't it? After losing that round, it is, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit doomed, I feel like.
That's it, yeah.
Hey, man, you know, sometimes you can turn it around. Definitely can,
On the T side, right? It's T side. Yeah, exactly. It's not the easiest of maps to build up a bit of a T side momentum. So we'll wait.
Smoke from yeah, I don't know about that one, mate. You know, smokes don't go through walls on this map, unfortunately. Score, Bartak score once more. Blitz does get taken down, so you know, not a bad one, not a bad investment to make. Any damage is good damage when you are on the half biker ball. That is unfortunate. It slipped by. Lan, he's able to take the head off of his shoulders, and that's a gun picked up, and the lower site siege. The only man waiting for them now is Score. Smoke going to be heard. That is unfortunate for Lan. He's just going to run by, and that is brilliant for Score. Waits on them both, has them all in his sights. There's a 4K for him in the round, and that is just to further that tally. It's 4-0 IHC.
Scores in a masterclass there. It's a really, really well executed round from him. All he has to do is the age-old thing of trigger discipline. Wait for his opportunity, and it falls beautifully into his hands as he finds all 4. That's a really, really nice round. IHC up to 4 rounds on the board. The lead is extended greatly, but Wings Up now have a second try at a full buy to see if they can at least kickstart a bit of T-side momentum, but it still is asking a lot.
They look towards outside. The big man of Gas looking to slam the gauntlet down on the outside pressure. And, well, he's already slipped the net. The smoke's giving him enough cover to dip down towards the secret angle, and his teammates will be close to follow. With a minute and 25, that early outside control definitely could be something to come back to haunt the CT side of IHC. But for the hero now, Neo, just comfortable. Blitz is going to throw a counter smoke. He himself is trying to get him a pretty decent position for the post plant and to try and hold up this Wings Up gaming side. Well, no real impression made just yet. Molly to force him away, and that gives Wings Up a fair bit of space to work with, and they now can look towards the single door and maybe actually try the switcheroo and head back up the vent.
Oh no, though, Blitz could be given a freebie here. Will he be cleared as the question? Smoke come through. Hot flash to come out as well. Blitz will avoid. Freebie for the first. Look at the transfer out of the second that he does as well. Can't make it 3, but he's done enough.
He's done more than enough. Cabal in for another as well. Score with the 4. Child King left in a 1v4. It is not happening. IHC, what an impression made on their CT side of Nuke. What a start that they've had. And Wings Up, I mean, considering this is their map pick, you know, maybe you'd expect a little bit more on the T side of Nuke. We can be a little more forgiving. But I would have expected them to have at least a round by now. Some of these ones have been a little closer than others, but IHC have been all over them for the most part.
And all over them, and at the same time still, for the most part, pretty uncontested. I mean, IHC, it just seems like, you know, a walk in the park for them. So easy for them to just manipulate Wings Up into their master plan. I love when you see teams like this really formulate a brilliant CT side.
And as you said, the tactics working, right, with how IHC is sort of moving the pieces around and sort of how well they're doing. You're dead right. You are dead right. They're looking good right now. Well, with 1:25 on the clock. Full buy against an eco. Yeah, as expected, it is just going to be IHC to find the first. It's Blitz that finds a double. And already setting the tone. A very mellow one for Wings Gaming here as they're knocked down another peg.
Easy. Very easy now. I mean, there's just pistols, right? This should be mopped up pretty comfortably. Or so I say. Bingo going to find himself one. Skull comes in for a double pretty nicely as well. Can he make it a third is the question. Martin will swing out. And to his death, he swings. Brilliant. 6-0 start for IHC. You love to see it.
Yeah, no denying how good the lads over at IHC are playing. Round by round, just taking Wings Up by storm. And they do go for a full buy. There's an AWP involved for the T side. I'm not too sure. Maybe this is the second time around that we're seeing an AWP. But either way, it has had zero impact on the server for the lads over at Wings Up so far. So I'm hoping things can change. Lan currently sitting 2-6. Probably needs a couple to put his team onto good steadings. And, well, he's going to have a good look here towards outside. And actually, a lasting lobby crunch for the side of IHC. That is the bomb at Siege.
Cabal, going aggressive. We haven't really seen him go too aggressive into his round this time. As he comes through. Freebie for Bingo though. Wraps back around. Bartak will fall. Cabal now needs to be careful as he's been dinged.
That is unreal. Smoke going to be dropped in. I don't know how this has ended in a 3-on-3. Wings Up. Sen should be having a little look into as to why they went for the lobby crunch in this round, but why they, I don't know, sent in minimal forces to the play. It felt like there was only a couple of people committed to the entire plan, and for that, IHC punished a bit. The dive down for the vent system. Martin will just be able to right-click a smoke molly in towards dark, and the B site is theirs.
Bomb gets planted. Now it's all about this post plant. We haven't really seen Wings Up in a proper post plant yet, so this is a true test for them. Cabal. Very slow in terms of wrapping back around. They still haven't really made too much of a commitment, but I think they're going to drop over towards ramp.
Oh, good spam, big damage, and he'll just continue the spam. Now switches out the AKs. Already half of that C4 ticked away. Flash going to be dropped in. Gas has to turn, and it is good for one. Score's response is there. Martin tucked in towards the ice cube on the B site. The blue box. Problem is that bomb is so far ticked, they have no time. They absolutely don't. The swing's good. Annihilation. He's just going to try and stick it, but there is no chance. And finally, Wings Up on the board.
Yeah, all about the post plant. Once again, as we mentioned, what can they do in a post plant situation? Well, that's a really good way to play it, because all Martin has to do is just wait. Sit tight, allow the pressure to fall right into his hands, and it does. So easy for him. He lines them both up, and the first round on the board, finally, for Wings Up. We said we were hoping for them to kickstart a bit of momentum, and now they have. And it's all a question about how far they can take this, because you look towards IHC, and they have no trouble buying it again.
Cabal peeking in towards ramp. Well, he's getting more aggressive, more angry, more willing to take this fight. In the meantime, Bingo, he slipped the net. He's down vents, unnoticed by IHC by the looks of things. Score, he's able to take down Martin. His life short-lived. Child King able to trade. But a 4v3 because Annihilation, he's just found one through the smoke. Made it look easy. The AWP of Cabal holding the angle as well. So if Child King is to swing in here, they are dead. And indeed, that will be the case. Cabal finding one with the AWP, leaving Lan and Bingo here in a 2-on-4 on IHC. Maybe just a blip in the road because they have themselves more or less the easy chance of making it 7 and a brilliant catch from Blitz. That's left the bomb stranded as well.
Comfortable, all down to one. Bingo. 1 versus 4. He has gone for the wrap back through. He knows. And this is going to be a freebie for him, surely. Shotgun AWPing. Will he spot him, though? Hang on a second. He might just slip the net, and he does.
That is brilliant. We'll find the one, but 40 seconds, no bomb, no information on the remaining 3, and you're kind of boxed in by the IHC side. Bingo realizing the weapon that was dropped is probably one that is worth saving. And so with the AWP in his back pocket, he's just going to be looking to transition away and have a safe exit at the end of round 8. Nonetheless, this is going to be a 7th and a brilliant chance for IHC to just confirm that lead and keep it even more solid. I think it's safe to say IHC are just looking too good right now, and to be expected, a 7-1 start. It's quite fitting for how well these guys have been playing.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, the silver lining here, I guess you could say for Bingo, is keeping hold of AWP is, you know, a bright light in a dark situation, but it is still a dark situation. He's being peppered as well. He's very lucky to stay alive, but he does nonetheless. 7th on the board for IHC. They extend the lead to 6 once again. And it's just been textbook. I mean, such a good performance here from IHC, where for the most part, they have still yet to be really tested. It's that one round was Martin a 1 vs 2 to close things out. Tac balls be called here by Wings Up as they're trying to desperately chip away at this deficit. But it's getting to a point where we already start to ask the question, Retro, of, is it too little too late?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it has to be. 7-1, and this is your first. I'm pretty sold in the fact that things are already looking a little bit downward for you. So a timeout is a good call, but I feel like it's a little bit of a late one, personally. I think sort of at the 5-1, the 6-1 mark maybe. Obviously, it's only a round gap, people at home will be saying, but there's a lot that can change in a round, because now, I mean, look at the buy. This isn't a buy of happiness. This is a buy of desperation, where
that's it.
Land's got an AWP, Martin's on an AK, but we've got 2 Deagles and a Tech 9 to accompany it. Like, this is such a pick-and-mix investment that Wings Up, for sure, are second best in this round, and they're just putting themselves at even further disadvantage and harming their chances even more so, it feels like.
Well, now again, of course, it's a AK-47, an AWP, and a couple of pistols to try and find something in this. So much reliance on the hero rifles.
M4 looking for the first bit of damage. In fact, it's more or less the 5v5 still, but Blitz has taken a fair chunk from him. Minute 10 mark. Bingo having a good wall bang, trying to make sure no one's up close. IHC, more passive game, having heard the AWP and now a Deagle. I think they're going to be a bit confused as to what this buy actually is for Wings Up.
Yes, well, I mean, we're still confused. It's a little bit all over the place. They go for the ramp up, though. Cabal should be in for a couple of freebies. Looking to even try and find one, asking a lot. Blitz and Annihilation combined, though.
Nicely done. Man advantage still settled in favour of IHC. Whether they want to push towards Hell and head towards A, Annihilation will be looking to stop that. And I think, actually, they'll be getting away with doing exactly so. 30 seconds left. A retreat back towards lobby. Man having a good look, seeing what he can do. The smoke dropped in towards Squeaky, and that's going to funnel these players in towards Hut. But with 20 seconds left, Bartak hasn't moved an inch from the beginning of this round. He sat on Hut the entire time, and he'll be rewarded for this. There's no questions asked. Bingo, first to fall. Gas will trade, but with 10 seconds left on the clock, Annihilation coming in from heaven. This should be able to deny the bomb plant. He swings in, and he'll do exactly that. Both kills to his name, and it's an 8th on the board for IHC. Comfortable times.
It's a really comfortable performance. You couldn't have used a better word, Ryan. It's so comfortable. I mean, for IHC, as we've said time and time again, it just seems like they're barely tested. It just seems like it's such a walk in the park, such a simplicity for them to find each and every round. Because Wings Up, they're not doing anything too, you know, overzealous or over-aggressive. They're not doing anything that's too difficult to counter. I mean, we're still yet to see outside smokes thrown. I mean, it's so simple, but so effective. They haven't gone for just a wall of smokes towards outside to wrap down to a secret. It's so basic, but for IHC, it makes it so readable for them.
Well, decent look into this round. It's already from bad to worse here for Wings Up. 4 kills to the Wings Up gaming side. And IHC, only the single casualty. It's Score that was removed. Well, it's safe to say this is brilliant for the side of IHC. They're going to make it 9-1, and the impression that they've made on the CT side of Nuke, I already feel like is massively damaging.
Yeah, agreed. I already have started to get that feeling in my head. It might be potentially done. Bartak close things out with 4 remaining alive. IHC find their 9th Textbook. Brilliant. Once again. As Wings Up, it's back to the chopping block, back to the drawing board to try and find some success. They could go for that force in here, but it's going to be a little bit dicey, generally speaking. Bingo was struggling economically speaking. Same can be said for Martin as well. So in this one, they're going to go for the half by round number 11. It's a 9-1 scoreline. IHC are knocking on the door of double digits already, and Wings Up are forced in towards a half by. It's brutal.
Fast, very pacey towards the A-pop score. I mean, he's not even needed. Bartak's just lined up 3, all too swift. Blitz with 1 through the smoke as well. And just as quick as you want to hype up the play, it is dead. Cabal looking for the last, pulling out the USP. Now the AWP, and while the dink is in for Bingo, unfortunately, the AWP will do slightly more. And with that, it's double digits. It's 10-1, and it is IHC looking on rails right now on Nuke.
Safe to say, on rails is definitely one of the ways to put it. They are not stopping for anybody at the moment. 10-1, 9-round lead built up. They've already hit double digits. 4 buys to come out for Wings Up, and a similar scenario that we've seen time and time again. Failure to convert here. They're back into an eco, back into a horrible situation where IHC can just further extend this league. IHC, on a map which they've historically been pretty bad on, are not even being tested right now.
Round 12, let's see if anything different happens. Annihilation going aggressive, trying to get a bit cheeky around the smokes towards outside, already having spotted a couple. Blitz, yeah, I don't know, I think he pulled the trigger a bit too early there, and Child King's able to punish him for his actions. A 5v4 established in favour of the Wings Up Gaming side, not without some drawbacks for the T side themselves though. Martin low HP. With this man advantage, surely this is the chance that they get to find themselves a second and, you know, put IHC in a little bit of a worse position. But their money, this IHC side, it's a multi-stage recovery for the Wings Up Gaming side. And well, for them, heading towards B will be the game plan. Bomb set down, unheard by Cabal as he attempts it. Oh, Tech 9 close as well, but nothing. And now IHC, they're set up for this retake.
First time as well, we've actually seen Wings Up look in a pretty strong position. The question is, what can they do with it? Lan, in aggressive, look into it. Initiate an early bit of contact with Bingo to fall. Score, needs to get a freebie here. He gets a bit of timing, but he falls away. Will Lan expect it? Yes, he does. It's actually Child King to deliver on the kill. Swinging in, gas gets dropped.
Bartak, he's good for 1, Annihilation the second, and now it's Lan against 3, and they're going to hit the vents. They know that he's there. The stick's going to come in. They've got to be holding. They've got to be holding. How have they not covered it? Lan's got the kill, and the 1v3 is his. That is absurd. Wings Up Gaming take a second. Lan steals it away from everyone.
Oh, that is terribly played. In the defuse situation, he can only come from one place. They heard him in the vents. He doesn't have time to wrap in towards single door and then, of course, swing round the silo to deny the plant. He literally has to go from double door. It's already blown wide open. They know exactly where he is, and they don't hold it properly. So all he has to do is swing in, and a couple of bullets later, he's guaranteed a second round on the board for Wings Up. Really poorly played there for IHC. What looked so comfortable from them, that was lackluster.
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how the AWPs haven't, you know, held it. They heard him in the vent. Like,
exactly. You can't go single door in time.
They heard the steps. Yet we're still playing a bit of a passive angle. And, well, IHC will know it just as much as we do. Punished for their actions. Smoke lobbed in. Worst possible timing. What? Why on earth are we throwing smokes? Bartak will find 2 with the molly, though, in the same tick. And so, I guess it's not all bad. A 2v3, a man advantage for this CT side. Mate, this has been a very sloppy couple of rounds from IHC.
Uncharacteristically sloppy as well, because they've been a bit of a dominant force as of late. Now, smoke shots again, Lan doubling back. They might not even commit towards the A side.
Oh, well, either way, they're forced to do so now, because Blitz, he has the wrap. Martin caught off. They know the last man is planting. While he'll get the $800 for his team. I think that'll be all she wrote, because Blitz is on fire. The second kill, an 11th for IHC, and furthering that gap and putting Wings Up Gaming to shame. It's IHC now up by 9.
Well, they extend the lead once again tonight. It's been a little bit of a sloppy couple of rounds, but at least this time they confirm it back in their favour. 11-2 scoreline. We already started to get to the point of potentially too little, too late, as it's quite the wealth of a lead built up here on their CT side. We're heading into the penultimate round of the half, and if IHC can even make it 12, potentially 13. I mean, that's when you really have to more or less just say, well, give up and go next.
Well, round 14, the penultimate one of the half. And another investment made by Wings Up Gaming that pulls their economy short of all straps if they are to lose it. And a different set of smokes being thrown towards outside. They've gone for the diagonal setup rather than the old 1-2-3. The flash, it's quite good for Blitz as he finds 2. And well, just like that, a man advantage already scooped up and in favour. Oh, and a great shot from Annihilation to double down on that as well. It's a 4v2. It's IHC's second best, no questions asked. Cabal, it's an easy pickup for him. Bingo gone. And with that, it's going to be 12.
Yeah, bombs dropped. I mean, he has to cross back in towards treacherous waters. And Annihilation at range can pick him apart. At least for Wings Up, we're finally starting to see them utilize the outside smokes. Because when you think about Nuke, outside smokes are more or less a necessity each and every round. Because even if you don't commit towards an outside push, it still draws attention away from where else you're trying to go. You know, even if you're going for a ramp pop and you're going for, you know, a full util ramp pop, you're still going to throw that util towards that side to still kind of drag that attention away. This time, we're now starting to see it coming towards their gameplay. They just cannot hold it perfectly. And one flash is all it took to find a double. 12-2, lead extended to 10 rounds.
And well, it might be 11 score. He's on fire.
No.
2 kills from the heavens. And well, actually, Wings Up Gaming showing a bit of remorse. And actually fighting their ground back here. Be a third, definitely. But I don't know, it's safe to say the scoreline, either way, is going to look healthily in favour of the IHC side. Shots rattling out here. Spam coming through. Child King with one more. Cabal left in a 1v3. He's not going to get it done. 12-3 at the half. IHC lead. Can they close it out on the T side of Nuke? We find out after this.
Hey Future Pros! I saw Big doing a nifty little boost on Nuke during the European Minor Open qualifiers. So I thought I'd quickly show you all how to recreate it. To do this boost, you'll need 2 Future Pros and 1 AWP. Future Pro number 1, you'll be acting as the stool. It's important work and your contribution is appreciated. Run over and hop onto the far left railing and crouch down. When Future Pro 2 is on your head, stand when they jump and then just chill out. Future Pro number 2, you will get to have all the fun. Follow Future Pro 1 and get onto their head using the close railing. Jump again to allow your stool to stand. Now aim towards this gap and line yourself up so this railing lines up with the edge of the direct close wall. Position your scope so you're aiming just below the painted blue section. Then fire your AWP when the timer is just about to change from 148 to 147. Here you can see the exact moment when CSN made his shot. And that's it. With a bit of luck and a willing teammate, I'm sure you can hit this shot at least 1 in every 100 rounds. Good luck.
Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 12-3 at the half. Safe to say IHC are looking dominant. And Retro, I think a pistol around here might just confirm things.
The dualies on Bingo. Is he going to find much? Usually you put him towards top hut. There will indeed be a big man standing there, but it's Bingo on the back of the site looking for more as Bartak. Well, it's an easy collection for the double kill. And Wings Up Gaming, they needed the pistol. So far, quite a sour taste left in their mouth. It's Annihilation holding the back lines. It is a brilliant round for them to be winning. Martin, sure, he gets the trade, but it only hinders the progress. With that bomb being set down and already ticking away, Wings Up needs to get a move on, and unfortunately Blitz, you know about that play all too well. Martin looking for more as well, but the USP in a 1v3 just isn't looking too likely for him here, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Annihilation may have died, but he did something really important. He smoked off main, which forced, you know, Martin just to flood his way through that main smoke and just try and aggressively jump on towards the A site. So it may be in post-mortem, but he essentially wins the round for IHC for them to extend that lead to 10 once again. 13-3. Retro, I think it's done, man. I think it's done.
Yeah, I think the pistol was needed, wasn't it? If anything.
Agreed.
It was one that, you know, if they won, there was a chance. But this here, yeah, mate, you've got to be done, haven't you? You've got to be done. Let's have a look though. This round here, going to be kickstarting things with a full eco for Wings Up, so they're going to be playing for a 16-14 win. I respect it, but at the same time, you're 13-3 down, so chances are you're going to be losing probably very quickly as well.
That's it. You two, towards our side. Nice outside smoke's coming through. They're going to go for a pretty comfortable take, and Cabal has already dropped down lower. I mean, he can just cut off rotations completely.
We'll be looking to do exactly that. Going down the vent system and towards B. IHC, I mean, left unsupervised towards the B site. Everyone stacked up towards the upper half of the map. Unfortunately for you lads, you are in the dead wrong position. Bomb set down. I mean, you just save, don't you? Even though it's just USPs, you just don't want to give the money to IHC. You don't want them to have the extra $300 or $600 per kill.
Especially the Mac 10s, right? They're cash cows, them Mac 10s. You cannot afford to let them just run riot.
Score could get caught off by the boost here. No, he won't. He knows about it all too well. Looking for a second man, and he will indeed find it. A third. Oh, and the Mac 10s, they are making so much money right now. All but one. As we settle into a 14th for IHC. Now it's the full bite, and the only chance for Wings Up to get themselves to, well, you know, into this game. But for IHC, I think it's safe to say, this is just going to be a very swift 15th and a 16th.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, potentially, probably, this is the last and only full buy we will see on the CT side for Wings Up. Because if they cannot kickstart some momentum here, this one is done and dusted, I think.
Well, round 18, let's see what IHC have in store for us. They are on the bonus buy. They're going to be looking for the good damage. Score will go 1 for 1. It's Lan for the big man of Bingo's response to be warranted. Martin having a good look towards lower. What the bomb? It's been planted. How has that happened? How have I completely oversinned that? Martin's just going to smoke off single. He's going to stick it. He's got 5 seconds on it. Ninja defused. I mean, what are we looking at? Where's IHC? Like, where are we going, guys? Annihilation's towards upper. I mean, I think it was Bartak's on ramp. Then we have someone else that's in no man's land. Like, what's the game plan? What was the call?
What happened then? What just happened? So dropping down in towards vent, gets a free plant over towards back silo, and then the team are nowhere to be seen. So there's just no way they can deny the defuse. Oh, good times, very good times indeed. But fair play. Wings up to 4. I can't even break down what just happened because no one knows what just happened. But at the very least, Wings Up keep their dream alive here.
Let's see what they got in store for us. Has Cabal crashed? Have we crashed?
I see running legs, so I think yes, potentially. Which is obviously not what you wanted.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, we'll come back to us. Hello. Tis us, the people on the broadcast. I don't know what to make of that. That was pretty cool to see.
I'm still in shock of the previous
Have I froze now as well? Have I froze?
No, you're good for me, mate. I can hear you.
Okay, well, I froze for me on the screens at least. So hopefully you can see me. I'm a dead man on my screen. We're good at musical statues. That's all I see right now.
That's it. That's it.
But hey, man, so far IHC just looking too good. Looking too good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no real way to put it. I mean, it's 14-4, right? I mean, as things stand, IHC, for the entirety of map number 1, have looked completely uncontested. So there's not really been too much of a debate here. It's been so brilliant from them. And you look towards Wings Up, and there's a lot of question marks. You have to ask, what's going wrong? What's going right? I mean, it's just brutal to watch.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good, aren't they? The IHC side, and there's no denying how sort of impressive they've been. I think, you know, warranted as well. We were kind of understanding that, yeah, this is their game to be winning. They will be doing exactly that. But in this kind of fashion, I don't think a lot of people would be, I don't know, as expected of how one-sided this game has been. So yeah, I respect it. I think for IHC, they're looking pretty good. And so yeah, I think comfortable is the correct word to be using here.
Agree, especially when you consider as well, in recent form as well, Nuke has not really been a great map for IHC. I mean, they've played it 4 times in the last 3 months, and they've won 1 of them. I mean, it's really not been the greatest of performances, generally speaking, for them on this sort of map. But coming towards today's proceedings, they have been brilliant. I mean, as we've said time and time again, uncontested is probably the best way to put it, because it has been, well, uncontested. It's been so simple for them. So a lot of questions have to be asked for towards Wings Up. I mean, for them, I don't know if we'll even get back into the game before it ends, because I just really feel like Wings Up don't have it in them, that kind of perseverance to be able to turn things around. But I guess we can then start focusing our attention towards Inferno. And the fact that that's the map pick of IHC does make you start to think, is this going to be a 2-0?
I think it has to be, right? I think that's like, if IHC are doing this well on a map pick that isn't even theirs, like, surely this is where we just go, yeah, do you know what? Like,
yeah, exactly.
We're in a position now where it's looking too good for the BO3. It's looking pretty scary. I don't know, man. There's a realm in which there's a bit of bite back from the Wings Up side. Yeah, there is absolutely, because the pressure's not on you, right? Once you've lost your map pick, it's kind of like, look, if we come swinging for the second map, like, we have nothing to lose. Either we're in this event or we're dropped to the lower bracket, like, immediately. And so, I don't know. I think there's a realm in which the Wings Up maybe just care less on map 2, and they just go, why not? Like, let's just have a bit of fun. Let's send it. Let's have a good time. And so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I think comforting the lads over at Wings Up, I think, you know, just don't care about it. Let's send it. Let's have a good time. But more importantly for IHC, I think this is like a real comfort ground for them now. They can just sit back, like, legs up, you know, just have a good time. I'm not too sure if our Mr. Observer JNZ can let us know about what's happening in terms of the scoreline. Whether we're still in the game, whether we're out of the game, like what the game plan is.
From my knowledge, it's still going.
We're 14-5.
14-5. Yeah, as I say, it's still going. Yeah, there's yeah. Oh, actually, I think I
think we're in a tech pause. We know that much.
Good.
Just so they're waiting on us, you know, as they should be. They're waiting on us. I'm only messing. Yeah, nice of them to take the tech pause. But yeah, so we're paused basically where we left off at 14-5, and I think the big question for us now, of course, is, you know, how's it go? Or 14-6, sorry. I think the big question for us now is, you know, how does the rest of this game go? Is it just going to be a quick 16-6? Is it going to end, or are we going to see something a little bit different where Wings Up can show something? Because, of course, now they're on the CT side. They've got the ball rolling. Obviously, IHC now on the T side. They're going to have to put the shift in to take us across the finish line.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think this should be smooth sailing for now.
It's all about keeping that economy in check, right? That's the biggest thing now for Wings Up.
Sure.
It's just continuing those full buys. That's all that matters. If they can keep the utility in their hands, the M4s on display, then they should be fine to keep racking up a couple of rounds on the board, keep racking up a little bit of momentum just to keep this dream alive, right? But as we mentioned, if they go into an eco situation, they can't afford to go into an eco. 14 rounds where IHC are, they are so close to success. And if, you know, even if they find 15, that's a different level of pressure, where for the likes of Wings Up, you wouldn't be surprised if they just get a little bit disheartened, because they know even if they go all the way back, it still takes it towards OT, which is a different breed. and then they're going to go towards Inferno, the map pick of IHC, and then even if they somehow manage to pull off that one, then they're going to go towards Dust 2, another map in which IHC have proved to be brilliant on, not only domestically but internationally too. So it's a really, really long road to success for Wings Up. It's safe to say on paper they're the heavy underdogs, and it's showing like exactly that in the server.
Yes, I think hopefully we'll be jumping into the action in just a moment. I think they are just, for us being ready and back in to them getting the information that they're ready, it will be like a minute or so, which is why I'm guessing we are just going to have to wait that second to ride back into the action here. But Neo, I don't know, mate. Final thoughts, hopefully, before we jump into the action here. I think it's safe to say we're pretty sold on IHC winning this map.
Yeah, well, one thing I can tell you is the live win probability that Wings Up come back into this. Do you want to have a guess? What is it?
I'm guessing. Are we counting the decimal as well? I'm not going to look. Are we counting the decimal as in like it's point something as well?
It is point something, but I just
okay. I was going to say point. I was going to actually say 0.8. So that's my guess.
Oh, it's 1.2. So you're pretty close.
Okay.
You're pretty close.
I'll take that. Like, I promise
close.
I didn't look. So I'm happy with that.
1.2. Pretty good. What I can say as well is in that previous round, get to 14-5. Gas got a double kill and a defuse. Not too shabby at all. And I mean, so far we're starting to kind of generally see a little bit of a resurgence from Wings Up. Hopefully we can get back in towards the game momentarily and we can actually see it live in the action. But I mean, as we've seen so far, it has been one-sided, but that is the story of Nuke. It's so CT-sided generally in its nature that when you see kind of teams go on these massive tirades on a CT side, you can probably expect it to be the other way too. It's more kind of formidable if you see a team dominant on the T side. That's when you start to get very, very concerned about how good a team is on Nuke if, their opposition's been brilliant on the T side. But so far, it's been a story of the CT side. Nuke is, in my opinion, the second most CT-sided map, just after Ancient. So, I mean, actually, now with the Ancient changes as well, it's actually a little bit more T-sided, or it's a little bit more even, may I say. So, potentially Nuke starts to kind of reclaim that climb.
Yes, I think we're hearing Kai, our producer, scream, so I'm guessing things aren't looking too good. But we are told that we are waiting, just a couple of minutes until we're back into things. So
awesome.
Fingers are crossed, mate, that, our faces aren't on the screen any longer, start scarring the viewers at home. But more importantly, we get to go back into the action. That's what we're hoping for, at least. I don't know. I think it will be a very quick one between seeing our faces and then us wrapping up the game and saying, okay, on to the next one. But it's how it is sometimes. It's how it is. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, as we said, not too long until we get back into things here. But yeah, man. Do you know what, Neo? I'm going to ask you a very, very serious question, one that's close to my heart. I'm not too sure if you asked me this actually a while ago, but I'm gonna hit you with a question, right? You're at an ice cream parlor, right? And they do the nicest ice cream ever. You have every choice of ice cream. How many scoops and what ice cream are you going for? And are you like mix and matching the scoops?
How many scoops? I'm a 2-scoop man. I don't like too much ice cream, but I don't like too little. I think 1 scoop's too little. Then what flavour am I getting? I don't want to be super basic, but like a really good like chocolate, like dark chocolate, or like chocolate brownie. That's like it's pretty damn good.
All right.
What's my? I don't even know. Who else? I'd get another flavor. I couldn't tell you what though. I'd probably go with a I don't like mint.
A lot of people say like salted caramel or like a fudge, right, on like a scoop.
Okay.
So
okay, that's not bad.
There you go. If you wanna take like inspiration from them, maybe. But hey, man,
I
with you.
I did do a tier list recently, but I can't remember what I put as S tier.
Oh, let me have a little look. I'll have a look.
I did do one, but I can't remember what I put as in my S tier, but I put it on Twitter somewhere just because people weren't happy that I put mint chocolate as like D tier because I hate.
Mate, it's got to be in D tier. Mint spoils the chocolate. I agree. Like, what is the point? I completely agree. I mean, I'm scrolling. I'm having a look to see if I can find it.
I should be able to find it somewhere. But yeah, I think chocolate is probably a go-to. I think it's like a standard for me. I would always probably go chocolate. I think like, if I had to default towards anything, chocolate. Okay, I found it. Okay, I put chocolate and double chocolate as S tier. Then I put okay, cookie dough. I'll go cookie dough.
Oh, yeah. That is the shout. I'm with you there. Cookie dough is elite. So yeah, I'll allow it. Do you know what? I reckon I'm gonna go for like a double chocolate or like a choc chip ice cream as the first scoop, and the second one, I tell you what, I'm a big fan of the of maybe like a, I don't know, maybe the cookie dough or like a cookies and cream or you know, something cookie based. I think that's the calling for me. I think that's the one. So
right, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
And this is one that I speculate with my friends. If you could reverse any update, what would you reverse?
What in CS?
Yeah, CS update.
Do you know what?
I know mine.
Krieg meta. I wanna bring the Krieg meta back.
So that was my original thought, but my go-to, the one I stick to now, is reverse the R8s, make them snipers again.
Oh yeah, that's not
make
bad.
the revolver good again.
Do you know what? Actually, I think the most sensible decision would be to change the AWP back. Because
so
then,
you can run an AWP.
Because yeah, a little bit of that. But more importantly, I would want to see like what happens if we were to put like Kenny S and Guardian in like today's.
Okay, yeah.
In today's game, like I don't know. Yeah,
I'd
like to see that. Anyway, yeah, we can stop blabbling on and we can get into the action here. Apologies for the wait, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking with us as we rambled on about the woes of Counter-Strike and ice cream. We're back in the game though, and well, it might just be a short-lived one because IHC, of course, 14-6 ahead. Lan, missed shot, score's gonna close the gap and mid-air soars through the sky. Good night, Lan. And now that's an AWP in a pocket that maybe wouldn't have been expected. Martin will hit the shot. Bingo falls. And the AWP's caught out as well on a force buy, on an attempted investment made by IHC. They could have themselves a round win here. Martin looking to stop them, but Blitz will make his journey and his trek short-lived. And now it's Gas and Child King 2v3.
Something tells me this one's done. This is asking so much. In a 2 versus 3, and look at this post barn as well. Slightly aggressive though, Blitz overextends and he gets caught in transition. One more trying to find its favor, may I say, but bar tackle trade. He gets traded out. Will he clear Cabal?
Well, you're not going to expect him to be waiting here. Problem is he's only got a Glock to work with, low HP, jumping back and forth. Oh,
no.
Gas! Has he got the time?
No.
It's close. I reckon he does. I reckon he just about does.
He does.
Oh, what a clutch. What a clutch. That keeps him alive, 14-7.
Oh, Gas.
Whoa.
That is brilliant. I mean, how has he made that work with a slither to work with? He's somehow, some way, turned that in his favour. And of course, I think you can look towards the other side as well. The Glock in hand potentially should have tried to buy a little bit more time. Try to take the aggressive stance, finds a bit of damage, but it's chip damage because he gets traded out immediately. Wings up to 7. On the CT side, they're starting to mount a comeback. Is there a possibility?
There is every chance, isn't there? They could be doing this. Kero so far, the AWP looking towards ramp for IHC. The nerves may be starting to settle a little bit here. Wings up, a CZ. Got to find the opening kill. Lan drawing the sidearm from the AWP to the pocket. I don't know. What's the CZ called? Pocket?
Oh.
Pocket M4? I don't know.
Pocket AK maybe? I call it the IKEA builder gun, but...
The IKEA builder gun, yeah. You know, many a names, but it does its job. It's found the first kill. Smoke misses, and that is going to cost some very worthy space towards Secret. Child King falls, and that is not the ripest of ways to start this round. As to say that, though, Bingo going to be good for one. Scores responses there, and IHC, they have themselves the site, but more importantly, they could get that bomb down and now force Wings up back into this retake.
Toward our side, Annihilation gets a freebie, wrapping back in towards main. There's one in towards that of Heaven and one in towards lobby. Bomb still yet to go down. Just 35 seconds left to work with. Overextension from Martin, nearly costly, but the Tech9 can't trade. Will be able to do so in the end. Score will fall as it's all down to Annihilation. He's picked off by the AWP of Lan. A double for him. 4 in the round. Means Wings up to 8. This is starting to get a little bit out of hand, Retro.
I don't know what took him so long to get the bomb down, if I'm honest with you.
Agreed.
Wings up definitely should have been in the post plant. This definitely should have ended in the defuse rather than anything else. And so yeah, I'm pretty torn as to why they lose that round, but I think we all know at home exactly as to why. Round 23. Wings up, starting to make the comeback look a little more realistic. Neo, still a long way to go. You know, 14-8 is a trek to come back from. but it is doable. And a fast play down the vent falls Blitz, and the remaining 4 on ramp.
Oh,
That's
no.
the AWP of Martin gone.
Molotov in towards hell as well, spraying through the flames. Score is going to fall. Gas just finding a kill, but dropped a pretty low HP. Bomb to be planted, and now a post-bomb set up in a 4 vs 4, and an AWP's being collected.
Yeah, not ideal. That AWP from Annihilation. Very aggressive towards ramp. Taking their time. Positioning, getting ready for this retake here, but Wings Up the man down. They've got to get a bit of a move on because already that bomb halfway ticked.
Yeah, already looking a little bit dicey now. Respoke in towards left-hand side. Lan trying to find a bit of comfortability. We spoke about a post-bot. Oh, slightly overextends. Nade will come through. Damage will be dealt, but he's still staying alive. That's all he has to do. That's round 1.
Done and dusted. 15th on the board for IHC. I mean, on the pistols, that is crazy, isn't it? That is.
It is.
You know, we had a full buy, and it was a 3v3, and we threw the round hard, and now as soon as we're on the pistols, all of a sudden, you know, we've been blessed with an absolute Hail Mary of a round, and it just happens to work out as well as it does. Brilliantly taken care of, though, by the IHC boys, and with that, they've got 1 more to the finish line, and Wings Up. Well, they need 7 in a row to keep us in this game.
Yeah, and that's a prime example of tempo changing, right? Shift that tempo to really catch the CT side off guard and overwhelm them. And Wings Up were completely overwhelmed, especially over towards ramp. There was nothing they could do. And now once again, trying to go a little bit quick here.
Had a decent look. See what they can take care of here. Carbol dropping the HE, having a decent look in, seeing what he can take care of. For now, I don't know. Slow, very slow, methodical. A default for IHC, just making sure they don't make any mistakes in this quite possible final round.
Again, for the time being, slow. Just slow things down and wait for a mistake from Wings Up and use that as an opening. I mean, we know they got a full buy both ways. And for Wings Up, this could be their last full buy. They can't continue to chip away at IHC's massive lead that is still built up. Over towards Secret, though, the AWP is playing nice and aggro. Lan could get a freebie.
Good. He's having a decent look at this position. That molly. Last time someone was here, they missed the smoke. This time around, there will be no smoke. He's just going to be forced off. Now it's Gas, sort of the big man that has to let everyone know what's going on and sort of what's happening here. The here and now. IHC just slipped the net, and they're going to make their way down towards C.
Well, for free. They can slowly maneuver their way down, but it's this test here, the AWP of Lan. They go for the boost potentially to force him off the angle. They're going to double swing. Oh, we'll find 1. Bomb drop 2.
Brilliant. Lan, he's created space, and that AWP could re-engage for a second. Bartak will force him to fluff his lines. Annihilation with a second. Oh, Annihilation with more. And it's a 3v2. And I think this is the beginning of the end here for Wings Up on Nuke.
I think it might be 2 versus 3 to try and deny. Smoke towards one side, Molly on the other. Swing it through as well. It's a freebie for Bingo. Score doesn't find it. Annihilation re-peeking. This time he gets dropped.
And a 1v1. Cobalt to do it. He looks for it. Child King will hold on. And that is a saviour for the Wings Up side. It's their 9th on the board. And they will live to tell another tale. But a bomb plant and plenty of cash. I think it's safe to say that IHC, no questions asked, this is just going to be another rebuy.
Yeah, the dream's staying alive for the time being. So, you take that. You take that for the moment. I mean, you look over towards now, that of IHC. Full buy to come through. No problems asked. No if, buts, and maybes. Annihilation can pick up the AWP without any questions we kind of asked of them. And what we'd probably want to hope to see from IHC once again is a tempo change coming through. Because that's when they find a lot of their success. Go fast because Wings Up cannot set up in time.
Decent look into this rounds. Setup. Going to be a scary one maybe for the Wings Up side because of course it is another full buy and it's another test that they have to pass. And unfortunately they're 0 for 2 right now. Child King looks for more, but all the kills come in and now it's Gas against 4. And while the last clutch was manageable for Child King, this one is just a step too far. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of map 1, although it took a little bit longer than expected, IHC will have themselves a 16-9 win on the map pick of Wings Up.
Yeah, well, I mean, they take a map in which they've historically been not so great on, and now they go in towards one of their best maps out of Inferno with a real stark lead about them. They're heading in towards Inferno over 69 of their belts, so they limit Wings Up to not even finding double digits in terms of rounds. But there is a silver lining on the other side. Wings Up were not looking great at all. It was safe to say probably one of the